The galactic hub station orbited a dying star, its neon-soaked corridors filled with species from across known space. In Sector 7's dingy cantina, a place where the desperate drank and the criminal conspired, a young draconian waitress named Zixthar limped between tables, her iridescent scales dulled by exhaustion and injury. Kevin adjusted his hollow disguise, the device projecting the appearance of a common Vrellan trader, gray skin, 3 fingers, unremarkable. Beside him, Mia sat with equal composure, her own disguise masking her human features. They'd been tracking the Kretok Syndicate for months, and tonight, their target was here. Table 6 needs another round, Zixthar muttered to herself, wincing as she shifted weight off her damaged rear leg. The injury was weeks old, inadequately treated. The cantina's owner, a bloated Kretok named Garshok, didn't believe in medical leave for livestock, as he called his employees. Kevin watched as Garshok emerged from the back, his bulk squeezing through the doorway. The crime boss's eyes, all 4 of them fixed on the struggling waitress. Faster, worm, Garshok's translator barked. Table 9 has been waiting. I'm sorry. I'm moving as fast as I Zixthar's words cut off as Garshok's meaty appendage caught her across the shoulder, sending her crashing into a table. Drinks spilled. The few patrons who noticed looked away quickly. Mia's hand tensed under the table, but Kevin touched her wrist gently. Not yet, his eyes said. They needed the data chip first. Their contact, a Kretok defector, was supposed to arrive in 10 minutes. Zixthar pulled herself up, her translator producing a sound that might have been a whimper in any language. She retrieved the fallen tray with trembling claws and continued her rounds. When she reached Kevin and Mia's table, her vertical pupils were dilated with pain and fear. What can I get you? She asked softly. Plasma wine. 2. Kevin responded in flawless Vrellan dialect. As Zixthar turned to leave, Garshok's voice boomed again. Table 4, now. The waitress tried to hurry, but her injured leg buckled. She stumbled, catching herself on Kevin's chair. The Kretok boss stormed across the cantina, his face twisted in rage. Useless, he roared, raising his leg for a devastating kick aimed at Zixthar's ribs. Please, she gasped, curling protectively. Please don't kick me. I'm hurt. I'm trying. I promise. I'm trying. Garshok's leg swung forward. Kevin moved faster than any Vrellan could. His hand shot out, catching the crime boss's leg mid-strike. The disguise flickered, revealing human features for a split second before stabilizing. The cantina fell silent. You dare? Garshok began. Kevin stood slowly, his grip tightening until the Kretok's exoskeleton began to crack. She said, she's hurt. Then he did it. With a precise motion honed by years of military training. Kevin's boot connected with Garshok's center mass. The impact sent the 300-pound crime boss flying backward through 2 tables and into the wall. The reinforced bulkhead dented. Mia was already moving, her disguise dropping as she drew twin plasma pistols. Everyone stay seated. Galactic enforcement. Panic erupted. Half the patrons fled. The other half reached for weapons. Mia's shots were non-lethal, but that precise, dropping for armed thugs before they could clear their holsters. Kevin caught a thrown blade inches from his face and returned it, pinning a fleeing Kretok lieutenant to his chair by his jacket. The data chip, Mia said calmly, scanning the room. Their contact was face down under a table, a smoking hole in his back. Damn, he's dead. Kevin's eyes narrowed. Garshok had him killed? Check the boss. The crime lord was struggling to rise, his breathing labored. Mia kept her weapons trained on him while Kevin approached. He patted down the Kretok and found it a microchip containing evidence of trafficking routes across 3 sectors. Got it. Kevin confirmed. Double quotes you. You're human, Garshok wheezed, recognition dawning in his eyes. The Enderant species. But you're supposed to be in quarantine. The council forbade. The council doesn't know everything, Mia interrupted. Humanity has its ways. Garshok laughed, a wet, painful sound. You've doomed yourselves. When the syndicate learns humans are operating in Hub Station, they'll tell the council. You'll be hunted. Let them try, Kevin said coldly. Behind them, Zixthara had pulled herself into a sitting position, staring at the two humans with wide eyes. Her species had heard terrifying stories of the quarantined species from Sector 1. Humans who refused to die, who bonded with anything, who fought with a ferocity that defied logic. You defended me, she whispered, her translator catching on the words. Why, I'm nothing, just a worker. Mia holstered one weapon and approached, kneeling beside the injured draconian. Because where we come from, nobody deserves to be kicked when they're down. Nobody. Kevin activated his comm. Command, we have the chip. Requesting medical evac for a civilian and prisoner transport for approximately 12 Kretok Syndicate members. Negative on station support. The response crackled. You're blown. Extraction in 10 minutes. Cargo Bay 7. Move. Mia looked at Zixthara, then at Kevin. Without words, they agreed. Kevin scooped up the waitress gently, mindful of her injury. She was surprisingly light despite her size. What are you doing? Zixthara asked, confusion mixing with hope. Taking you somewhere safe. Mia replied. Somewhere you can heal properly, and maybe, if you want, somewhere you can help us take down people like Garshok. As they moved through the cantina's back exit, alarms began wailing. Kevin carried Zixthara while Mia covered their retreat, dropping flashbangs to discourage pursuit. I don't understand, the Draconian said. Your species is forbidden from the hub. You risked exposure for someone like me. Kevin glanced down at her as they ran. That's what humans do. We see someone hurt, someone pleading not to be kicked, someone suffering under tyranny we can't help ourselves. We kick back. Harder. Behind them, Garshok's roar of rage echoed through the corridors. Ahead, their extraction ship's engines hummed to life. Zixthara felt something she hadn't experienced in years. Hope. Perhaps the rumors were true. Perhaps humans were crazy, reckless, and too emotional for galactic society. But as Kevin carried her to safety and Mia fought off their pursuers with grim determination, Zixthara decided that maybe the galaxy needed a little human insanity. After all, when the strong prey on the weak, sometimes the only solution is someone crazy enough to kick back. The end.